We're joined in the studio now with Peter Lincoln. So good evening, Peter.
Good evening, Daniel.
Firstly, could you tell us a little bit about your role this evening?
Yes, I manage the commercial team and environmental services in Swale Borough Council, and it's mainly lots of different regulatory functions such as health and safety at work and food hygiene, communicable diseases and private water supplies. And in these types of areas we offer advice and education and enforce the relevant law, with the idea really of promoting good health and good practice.
Now, I understand you cover over 2,400 premises for health and safety here in Swale. What does this cover?
Well, we cover mainly premises such as retail premises, wholesale premises, high street shops, lots of leisure facilities, lots of different places where we would inspect and we would really sort of promote good compliance with health and safety legislation in the best way we can.
Peter, who else do you work with?
Well, not only do we work with other internal teams throughout the council, such as planning and building control sections and business rates regarding that. We also work with a lot of external partners such as the Health Protection Agency for communicable disease, and especially with for health and safety work with other Kent local authorities and the Health and Safety Executive. We've got quite a large partnership with them that's been built up quite successfully over the last sort of 5 to 10 years.
Now, I know you wanted to talk about this evening estate excellence.
Yes, that's right. So it's an initiative that's organised by the Health and Safety Executive, but is a true partnership working with, say, Swale Borough Council, Kent County Council, Kent Fire and Rescue and the local PCT, as well as the Health and Safety Executive, in getting together and to, well, we started June the 7th in Swale at the Eurolink and the Trinity Trading Estates in Sittingbourne, with the idea of visiting a number of premises that we could get and to promote and give advice regarding health and safety at work, and also to offer some training opportunities which are actually going to take place week commencing, I think it's next week, for 2 weeks at the Skill Centre in Bonham Drive in Sittingbourne. And over that period of time, that week, we sort of took off our enforcement hat, if you like, and we went in and explained the situation that we'd like to sort of just come and do what we call a benchmarking exercise, where we got, I think, to about 120, 130 premises in total, which was far more than we could do on our own, certainly within a week. And there was, because there were so many of us in the different organisations, and we asked questions to see sort of what how businesses were coping and dealing with health and safety and various sort of topics, and then trying to work out if there's any help or advice we could give them. And we provided them with packs, and we also provided them with access to a community website which they'll be able to log on to in due course, with the help there that the businesses can actually help themselves to promote good practice among small and large businesses regarding health and safety at work. And as I say, then to choose these what we're calling bite-sized training pieces, which are about 45-minute slots over a 2-week period that various trainers are trialling in all aspects of health and safety work and occupational health and safety as well.
Do you cover food hygiene?
Yes, we do, yeah. We're responsible for, say, approximately 1,300 premises in Swale. And so, yeah, we again a series of inspections and very similar to health and safety, offering advice as well as enforcing the law, and just trying to really promote businesses to, you know, provide facilities themselves where they can manage themselves to provide, you know, a good standard of food premises and good standard of hygiene to the community.
Peter, so the next question to ask you is how do you cover this many premises?
Yeah, not very easy, because my team's only made up of 3 part-timers and myself and admin support. But for food safety, we have a contract that's actually been running now for 2 years, part of a 3-year contract with colleagues of mine to do the majority of food hygiene inspections, and I'm honest to that. That actually works quite well. We use very experienced environmental health staff who we've been using sort of on and off now for the past sort of 12, 14 years, and so I know them very well. And they do the majority of the initial sort of routine inspections, and if there's any sort of particular issues of an enforcement nature or anything particular advice that people want, then they're referred back to our in-house team, and we'll go out and do the troubleshooting bit, if you like.
How often do you inspect premises?
It's done by a risk rating scheme, both food hygiene and health and safety at work. Different schemes, but depending on the types of premises. For instance, for food hygiene, where we say catering premises and large organisations, manufacturers, those that will provide a large number of meals and affect a large number of people, will tend to be perceived as being more high risk than some of the smaller retailers or news agents, for instance, and we would tend to inspect those more often than the others. And for food hygiene, it normally ranges between 6 months and approximately 5 years, depending on the risk. But it's also down really to management as well. It's how employers and business organisers actually manage their premises. So if they manage well, they know what they're doing. We'll take a much more light touch enforcement approach than if we find that there's problems and they don't know what they're doing, and therefore they become more risky, and we may have to step in there and see them a little bit more often.
Peter, what reason might you inspect a premises?
Well, Swale Borough Council is an enforcing authority for both food hygiene and health and safety at work, so we have a statutory function which we do inspect premises there, and we have a planned programme where our service plan throughout the year details the numbers and the types of premises that we'll visit, and we tend to concentrate on what we perceive as the highest risk to safety, so that we cover those before we cover anything else. And other reasons will be requests from members of the public if they want, or from businesses who want any help or advice on health and safety or food hygiene, or complaints from members of the public about some food that they've eaten at premises, or allegation of food poisoning or a dirty premises, or maybe again somebody at work who's dissatisfied with their working environment, such as they feel that maybe they're not being looked after as they should. Well, we might get complaints that way. So we follow up on probably sort of 200 or 300 service requests a year, as well as sort of our routine inspections.
Now, I know working with local businesses is important to you, Peter.
Yes, it is very important. We're often seen, unfortunately, by some quarters as sort of being a bit like the food police or the health and safety police, has been a bit sort of over the top in what we do. But we try and get the message across that yes, we enforce the law as what we're here to do, but we much rather work with businesses to point them in the right direction of where they can get hold of information in which they can provide safe working environments themselves, and to help and advise them, and then we can go away and leave them alone. It's only those that either don't want to or refuse to cooperate that we need to sort of do much more about. So.
Peter, do you have any useful contact details for our listeners this evening?
Well, we do. We have the main council switchboard, which is probably somebody who wants to phone the council is a good one to start with, which is our Customer Services Centre, which is 01795 417 850, or Swale Borough Council website, which is www.swale.gov.uk, and you can go onto the website and ask from there. Also, for those interested in Estates Excellence, the health and safety campaign we're doing at the moment, there is estates.excellence at hse.gsi.gov.uk, or by phoning 0800 849 8012.
Peter, I'd like to thank you very much for coming along this evening, talking all about what you do.
Oh, thanks very much for having me, Daniel.
That's Peter Lincoln, the Commercial Team Manager, Swale Borough Council Environmental Services, here at the Monday Night Community Show this evening.